welcome, ladies and gentlemen, and soccer fans, to today's interconference matchup between the SAGU Lady Lions and the Mid-America Christian University of Angels. We join this contest about 15 seconds in here as we join this interconference bout. Both teams, this being an important game as they both kind of find themselves in the bottom half of the Sooner Athletic Conference, trying to see if we can get something going early. And the Evangels get a shot attempt on goal going right at it. This one rolls into the goalkeeper as an easy stop. But it's really important to get those early ones going in Evan Dressel's offense. Throw in now for the Evangels, coming into number 17, Kelsey Henry, off the hands of number 3, Aubrey Robbins. The Evangels get going right back on the attack after the interception. This pass going out, looking for Paola, but doesn't have enough juice on it, and the SAGU Lions are able to hit that out of bounds. Another throw-in now coming for the Evangels. Number 3, Aubrey Robbins, coming up for the throw-in once again. Throw-in comes and goes off the head of Paola, back to Aubrey Robbins, who finds Kelsey Henry in the middle. This time Paola is able to get to the pass, even though the pass was a little bit out of reach there. And this one will be hit out of bounds once again. Another throw-in now coming for the Evangels. Taking the throw-in now is number 4, Brooklyn Fink. The Evangels have gone to Brooklyn on these throw-ins on this side of the field often this year because they can almost turn her throw-ins into a corner kick as she's able to get to the middle of the box. She does so once again, it looked like she was looking for her sister, but Kelsey Henry kind of came in and took that one for herself. Brooklyn Fink takes a little drop shot here, looking for Kylie Gibson. Instead, will find the head of the Lady Lions. Liz Lozano trying to put a little action on the ball there, but she loses control of it, and it's going to roll out the back line, and the Lady Lions take over possession. This one comes out and will be cleared not far, though, as it'll just dribble down to near midfield, but the Evangels take over. And off the MACU pass there, the Lady Lions take over, having one woman to miss, and makes Liz Lozano miss before clearing this one actually this time. Brooklyn Fink maintains the possession of that one, sending it back in to goalkeeper Jennifer Starwalt. Starwalt not getting a lot of action in the Evangels' last contest, coming in a game where Bacone did not attempt to play much offense, giving the Evangels an attempt here to be able to play some defense in this game to see if Jennifer Starwalt's and the Evangels now gaining possession off the MACU pass off the Lady Lions, now sending it up midfield. Throw-in now coming for the Evangels. Aubrey Robbins once again coming up for the throw-in. Throw-in comes in looking for Paola, but will find the head of the Lady Lions once again. Now coming back up for the throw-in is number 4, Brooklyn Fink, who goes a little bit deeper than Aubrey Robbins was, tossing this one down the field, looking for Liz Lozano, but is not able to maintain possession. Now throw-in coming for the Lady Lions. Evan Dressel's offense ever since taking over the program has been very fast-paced, trying to get scoring on the board very early, trying to develop a big lead, as the Evangels will continue that mentality here today, trying to attack the Lady Lions early. A lot of attacks going already. Only one coming into a shot, but no goals yet here, trying to see if they can get the first goal on the board. This time it'll be intercepted and sent out of the back line, the right field line there, as the Lady Lions will receive a throw-in on their side of the field. This one will be ruled off the Lady Lions. Looked close. From up here, I thought it was off Paola. But if you're an Evangel fan, you got to love those calls. Throw-in now coming for Aubrey Robbins once again. Robbins goes up and over looking for Paola. Will clear Paola and the 2 defenders here. Lions having a little success here, having two defenders to make miss, and did so. Aubrey Robin tries to swallow the ball on the sideline, is not able to do so as the Lions send this one into the box. Brooklyn Fink now sending this one up, finding Kelsey Henry, who's going to pass this one up, looking for Liz Lozano. Lozano has two women to make miss, tries to send that pass over to Paola, will not be able to do so as the Lady Lions clear this out the right field line. Another throw-in coming for the Evangels. Throw-in now coming for number 4, Brooklyn Fink. Fink's throw-in goes way downfield now, looking for Liz Lozano, bounces over the defenders, now seeing if they can get something going, but the Lady Lions swallow this one up as well. This pass looking up, looking for Bailey Fink this time, has no defenders around her, she's going to be able to get there. Kylie Gibson now driving around the left side, having a defender to make miss, misses one, tries to make another, a little contact on that one, tries to send the pass over to Liz Lozano, but is not able to do so before the Lady Lions make an attempt. Bailey Fink puts a foot on the ball there, trying to get possession back for the Evangels after the intercepted pass from Kylie Gibson, but this one will go out of bounds off the foot of Bailey Gibson. I apologize, Bailey Fink. Bringing a goal kick now for the SAGU Lions. Goalkeeper Taylor Jackson prepares, sends this one, once again, not going very far, as off the head of a Lady Lion will send the possession over to the Evangels, where Bailey Fink is waiting before giving it over to Kylie Gibson. Fink has one defender to make miss, tries to get a pass into Liz Lozano. Off the deflection, Lozano is able to maintain possession. Kylie Gibson now driving up the left field side, has a defender to make miss, sends the pass into the box this time. Way too much on that one as it'll roll out the opposite side of the field. Possession now will go over to the Lady Lions, who receive a throw-in of their own. They take a quick throw-in approach here as a whistle comes in. And a call will come in for an illegal throw-in, as the throw-in was way elevated over her head, which is a no-go here. Throw-in now coming for the Evangels, who will bring up Bailey Fink once again. Don't be shocked if she finds the middle of the box on this. Fink decides to go quick here and finds Kelsey Henry. Henry and Fink a little bit off cue there as Henry tries to go back to Fink, but Fink does not drive towards the box there. But it doesn't matter because Margarita Franco regains possession for the Evangels. Kelsey Henry has two defenders to make miss before ultimately reverting back to the defensive line. Franco now makes one miss. Kelsey Henry has three women to make miss here, and she makes them all before her pass is ultimately intercepted just outside the box, looking for Liz Lozano driving. The Lions now drive up the right field side before the pass is just slightly going out of bounds there. Throw-in now coming for the Evangels. Aubrey Robbins once again goes Paola. The Lions intercept, this time sending it where Jennifer Starwold will come up to make the play. A little bit too much on that one now for the SAGU Lions, who had an attempt on something there. Starwold ultimately will clear this one over and out past the midfield line. Bailey Fink regaining possession for the Evangels off the deflection there. Defensive line of the Evangels were ready for that one as they send one over, looking for J.C. Fallon, but Kelsey Janko puts a little bit too much on that one, and it'll roll out the left field line. Throw-in now coming for the Lady Lions. Kylie Gibson to flex that one before sending ultimately out. A lot of collision there as Gibson tries to get to that one, and the whistle will come in and a free kick will be given to the Evangels. Bringing up for the free kick is Bailey Fink, number 4, once again. One of the new additions here to this Evangel team this year, having a lot of early work in Evan Dressel's offense, although being a defensive line player, is brought up for these free kicks, those throw-ins on this side of the field, just because they know her strength is able to get it there. Fink sends this one up and over, looking for the middle of the box here, looking for Liz Lozano, and Liz Lozano is not there to connect. Off the deflection, Lozano is able to gain possession, sending this one deep, looking for Kelsey Henry. Henry now reversing back to Margarita Franco on the defensive line, trying to see if they can get something going now. Janko sends that one up, looking for Bailey Fink, but Fink is not able to gain the possession. It appeared that the Lady Lions attempted to go midfield to number 8 there, but the pass was just off cue. And now it'll go off the foot of what looked like the Evangels, but the Lady Lions are able to save it before any damage is done. Off the deflection, the Evangels take over possession on that back line. Brooklyn Fink makes one miss, tries to make another, sends a pass into Margarita Franco. Bailey Fink now trying to give a good, nice tap pass over to Kylie Gibson driving up the right field side, but this pass is going to curl in towards the goalkeeper and roll straight into her hands. Missed opportunity there as Kylie Gibson had made 2 defenders miss and had them both way behind her driving up. Janko sends this one out straight center. Liz Lozano trying to see if she can gain possession by crashing there, not able to do so. Lady Lions clear will go out of bounds off the right field side. Another throw-in now coming for the Evangels. Number 3, Aubrey Robbins to take the throw-in. Number 10, Margarita Franco, uncovered in the middle. Reversing back to the back defensive line there is Kelsey Janko is waiting, sending up to J.C. Fallon, driving up the right field side, looking for an opening. Goes inside where Kylie Gibson's waiting, has a defender to make miss, reverses outside, puts a pass into the box, looking for Paola, but the defender is there. Off the head now of Bailey Fink, puts a nice ball on it over to Kelsey Henry. Kylie Gibson makes one miss, driving in the box by herself, has just the goalkeeper to make miss, puts it up, and the goalkeeper uses her body there and is able to keep that one in front of her. This a great pass into the box is Kelsey Henry there in the box, putting that in the... Sorry there, we were attempting to get the facts there on that goal. The goal is being credited to number 17, Kelsey Henry, off the pass of Brooklyn Fink. A beautiful pass into the box where Henry just collapsed and used her head, putting that in the back right corner of the net. The goalkeeper apparently did not know where the ball was as she was looking up as the ball went into the back of the net, giving the Evangels the 1-0 lead here that Evan Dressel really likes to see on the sideline. This one's going to roll out the back line. It appears to be called off the Lady Lions, and a goal kick now will be given to goalkeeper Jennifer Starwalt. Starwalt goes straight center now, looking for Kelsey Henry. Will find the foot of Henry, but will be deflected ultimately, and Lady Lions will take over driving center. The Lions have not been able to get a successful attack going here early on. It's trying to see if they can change that today. This pass will be deflected and the attack will be stopped, not before they can make their own deflection of their own, taking possession back. Janko now sends this one deep, trying to find Paola, but it'll fall out the right field line and knock over a few bottles in the Evangel dugout while they're at it. Throw in now coming for the Lady Lions. Throw in is in, looking for Paola. We'll find the head of Paola. Little bounce out of bounds. Another throw in now coming for the Lady Lions. Switches up on the throw in as number 8 for the Lady Lions will now step in for the throw in. Throwing over. Paola tries to deflect once again, but is not able to connect. This will come in on a little liner over to goalkeeper Jennifer Starwalt. Keeps it in front of her. That attack will be stopped for the moment as Jennifer Starwalt will attempt to get an attack going now for the Evangels. Sends this one up high into the midfield, looking for Liz Lozano, who gets it off her knee, will send it over where Kylie Gibson's waiting. Gibson will send this one back over to Bailey Fink, back to Margarita Franco. Franco, who makes one miss before sending back over to Bailey Fink. The Lady Lions swallow that one up and will now attempt to get one going of their own, driving midfield. They find someone driving up the right field line now. Aubrey Robbins tries to make a play on the ball, can't do so. Brooklyn Fink will put this one out of bounds. Throw-in now coming for the Evangels as Fink launches this one looking for Kelsey Henry. Will bounce over the defenders and Henry. Margarita Franco puts this one in the air and tries to head it herself as this one's going to roll out of bounds off the Lady Lions. Interesting decision there on the part of number 24 on the Lady Lions. It appeared that it was going to roll off and be Lady Lion ball, but she attempts to maintain possession after all that. And Margarita Franco will be saved on that one. And now Paola driving up the right field side into the box, has a defender to make miss. Goes a little bit too far, but ultimately gets the ball back. The deflection now by the Lady Lions will send it out to Kelsey Henry. Margarita Franco trying to get that one to Kelsey Jenko. Not enough on it, but Jenko crashes on the ball and is able to do so. Aubrey Robbins now sending it out to Margarita Franco, driving center, sending it up, looking for Liz Lozano. A little touch pass there from Kelsey Henry, trying to get to Paola. Paola will just keep that one in bounds, putting a little shot up and over, and the goalkeeper will be there as this one will just fall into her hands. And now the SAGU Lady Lions will take over possession. The goalkeeper now sending this one high and up just at the midfield line, but Brooklyn Fink is there to be able to knock that back on the other side. Henry now putting a nice pass once again over to Paola as Liz Lozano now reverses field, looking for Kylie Gibson on the other side of the defense, and does. Gibson one-on-one with the goalkeeper once again, fakes it inside, and this one's going to be collapsed, rolling into the back of the net as Gibson will score this one. A nice fake there on the play, gets the goalkeeper on the ground, takes it inside, and in the box the defense of the Lions collapse on Gibson, but not before she can put a touch on the ball for it to roll slowly but surely into the back of the net. The goalkeeper is not able to get there for her.
24 is out.
Substitution here for the Lady Lions is number 24 and 25 will check out, and replacing them is number 13 and attempting to find the second number now. And 12. 13. 2-0 lead now here for the Evangels in the first half off the feet of Kylie Gibson and Kelsey Henry's head early on. The interesting part of this game so far is that although having a little bit of struggles here in the first half of the season for the Lady Lions, offense has usually been the thing that they've succeeded on. Not having a lot of attacks here early on as the Evangel defense has completely erased it from the first half. J.C. Fallon driving up the left side of the field, almost doing it on her own. A lot of contact coming here off of number 16 of the Lady Lions as they'll get the whistle on a free kick now for the Evangels coming. For the free kick, we're going to have both Bailey and Brooklyn Fink setting up for this one. I imagine the first one to run at it might be a fake. Brooklyn now calling off Bailey, asking for herself. Brooklyn has been known to attempt to put these in the back of the net from here. Fink sets this up, sends it up and over. A lot of curve here as the wind will take this one out the sideline. Not what Brooklyn Fink was hoping for. The Evangels will stay at 2-0, and the Lady Lions now will take over with a throw-in. Throw-in comes in, and Paola gets the deflection immediately. Liz Lozano now having two defenders to make miss, can't do so. A lot of contact on the play as the whistle will come in, calling it on number 11, Paola. Free kick will now be taken by goalkeeper Taylor Johnson. This one's up and over on a liner. Finds the head of Liz Lozano and will bounce just back to the midline here, but ultimately will be taken over by the defensive line of the Evangels. Sending it up, Kylie Gibson now putting a little bit too much on that one. Will roll into the goalkeeper, who will ultimately clear that one out the sideline. Throw in now coming for the Evangels up the left field side. Throw in goes in, looking for Kylie Gibson. Puts that one up and over the heads of two defenders of the Lady Lions. Margarita Franco driving center, looking for Kelsey Henry. Sends it back, looking for Aubrey Robbins before finding Paola on the right field side. Paola has one to make miss, puts it up. Kelsey Henry with a little touch pass to Paola, still driving up the right field side. Has a defender to make miss, and this one will just go out of bounds and ruled Evangel ball as Paola will take the throw in. Paola leaves the ball at the sideline as number 4, Brooklyn Fink, will come up once again. Last time not attempting to go box, going a very quick throw to Kelsey Henry. I would expect them to go back to the box throw here. Up and over. This one looking for Kelsey Henry will be over Kelsey's head. And the Lady Lions attempt to clear, but Margarita Franco is there. This one putting a pass up, little roll into the goalkeeper's hands. Taylor Jackson here for the clear. We'll send this right at the midfield line, and number 4, Brooklyn Fink, is there to put a touch on it. Kelsey Henry sends this one up and over as Bailey Fink this time, tries to send this one over to Margarita Franco, but having to reverse back to the defensive line once again. Fink to Fink here as Brooklyn sends this one up to Bailey. Before sending it up on a line is to Kelsey Henry. Paola now driving up the right field side, has a defender to make miss, puts a touch pass into Liz Lozano. Too much on that one by Paola as Lozano's not able to maintain possession. Henry now looking to reverse field, finds Margarita Franco in the middle, who ultimately gives it back to Paola on the right field side, so the Evangels will restart their attack up the right. Liz Lozano now does send it to the other side as Kylie Gibson has a defender to make miss. Gibson decides not to drive at her this time. Before the pass comes back to her, driving up the left field side now, having that same defender to make miss. Once again, Gibson reverses back. Kelsey Janko now sending the pass up, looking for Kelsey Henry. Too much on that one on Janko's part that time. Janko's pass will be ultimately intercepted before J.C. Fallon will send this one out the sideline. Throw in now coming for the Lady Lions. Number 5, Clarissa Galindo will come up for the throw-in. Throw-in will come a little bit offline here as J.C. Fallon is able to put contact on it. And will maintain possession here for the Evangels, and Kelsey Janko will try to send this one up. Off the deflection will find Kylie Gibson as Liz Lozano sends it back to Gibson, driving up the left field side. Gibson has a couple defenders here to make miss. Once again, reverses field, looking for Liz Lozano driving. And this will be ruled out of bounds here off the Lady Lions. Another throw-in now coming for the Evangels. This time on the throw-in, it appears that number 20, J.C. Fallon, will come up for the throw, and they will leave Brooklyn Fink on the sideline, on the back line. Fallon's throw-in goes for Margarita Franco, who reverses back to J.C. Fallon, looking for Paola, but too much on this one as this one will roll out the sideline. Throw-in coming for the Lady Lions. The throw by the Lady Lions will be straight to number 11, Paola, and this one will go off the Lady Lions this time. Throw-in now coming for the Evangels. Number 3, Aubrey Robbins finds the head of Liz Lozano, and it'll roll into the goalkeeper's hands. The Lady Lions take over possession here. We are just about at the 21.5 minutes left here in the first half of action as your Evangels lead 2-0 over the traveling Lady Lions of SAGU. Throw in now coming. We'll find it's over the head of Paola. The deflection now will send it over to Liz Lozano, looking for Margarita Franco center. Will now reverse, now looking for the left side of the field. Bailey Fink driving, sees Kylie Gibson on the other side of the defense. Fink puts it in past one defender, tries to split two more, sending it into Liz Lozano in the center of the box. Can't do so successfully. This one will be sent up and over the defense of the Evangels, and SAGU Lady Lions are the deepest they've been all day on this attack. Trying to reverse here successfully and do. This one will be deflected. Kylie Gibson will maintain now possession for the Evangels, driving center. Before reversing to Paola, the Evangels have the numbers here as there's only 4 defenders left on the Lady Lions, but Paola sends way too much on this one, and the Lady Lions will take back over, driving center. A great pass by the Lady Lions, sending this one near the box. Too many Evangel defenders there will take that over, though. The pass off of Brooklyn Fink sent up middle. Will roll out of bounds. Throw in now coming for the Evangels. Number 20, J.C. Fallon will take. Substitution here for the Evangels. Substitutions here for the Evangels, as number 12, Alex White, will check in. And number 20, J.C. Fallon, will check out. This pass looking as Aubrey Robbins tries to get there in time, but is not able to do so here. Throw in now coming. We'll find the head of a Lady Lion, and Margarita Franco will put a touch on this one, sending it up to Liz Lozano, who tries to pass it up to herself, isn't able to do so. The Lady Lions now trying to clear this one towards the back line, and will find Brooklyn Fink. Pass off Paola, goes back towards Margarita Franco. A little head action that wasn't on purpose there for the Lady Lions will send it back the Evangels' way. Henry makes one woman miss, looking for another. Liz Lozano passes up to herself through 2 defenders before reversing back, looking now for Alex White. White setting this one up to Kylie Gibson. Gibson now has 1 defender to make miss. Reverses inside towards the box, putting a pass into Kelsey Henry, who will put this one up on a shot on goal, up towards the goalkeeper, Taylor Jackson. A lot of attacks here for the Evangels, as that'll now be 5 shots. I apologize, 6 shots, all coming on goal, and 2 of those finding the back of the net here early. The offensive game has all been Evangels here, as there's not been much attack here from the Lady Lions early on. This one will be hit out of bounds, and it'll be ruled off the Lady Lions. Evangel ball as number 2, Kelsey Janko, now comes up for the throw-in. Substitutions here on the play, as Adriana Ramirez will check in for number 9, Liz Lozano, and Paola, number 11, will also check out and will be replaced by number 8, Sylvie Willie. Throw in from Janko comes straight to Kylie Gibson, will be deflected immediately. Pat Janko will look to find Alex White, can't do so. Gibson now driving up right field before having to revert back to Margarita Franco. Franco makes 1 defender miss, tries to send a pass into Adriana Ramirez. A little bit too much on this one, as it'll roll into the goalkeeper's hands on this one. The score will remain 2-0, as we've just struck under the 17-minute mark here in this first half. Taylor Jackson sending this one up, trying to clear. Will find just over the midfield line. Off the head of Kelsey Henry, will revert back to the defensive line of the Evangels. Brooklyn Fink sends it up to Bailey Fink before sending it over up the left field side here. Kelsey Janko now driving, looking for Kylie Gibson up the sideline. Clears 1 defender. Gibson was even surprised by that pass getting through, as she didn't even run for the ball. This one will be hit out the sideline by the Lady Lions. Throw in now coming for the Evangels. Number 2, Kelsey Janko to take. Jenko's throw-in comes and finds Adriana Ramirez. Ramirez pass looking, finds Margarita Franco, sends a pass trying to find Ramirez driving in the box, is not successful. Alex White's pass will come in, and a whistle now will come in. Free kick coming for the Lady Lions. Just under 16 minutes here left in the first half of action as your Evangels lead 2-0. This will be cleared over the midfield line. Looking for a first SAGU player, is not able to do so. There will be deflected, and the Evangels will take over, driving up the right field line. The pass looking for Sylvie Willie, has a defender to outrun, does so, but now has to make her miss. A lot of contact puts Willie on the ground, no whistle. This time the whistle will come, but it will be whistled on number 8, Sylvie Willie, as a free kick now will come for the Lady Lions. On that pass, Willie had a lot of field to cover, and she even gets there, but is not able to dribble around the defender to get an actual attack going. Free kick once again will be taken by the goalkeeper, Taylor Jackson.
Zoom in a little more yet. Zoom in a little more yet. A little bit more.
Throw in, Aubrey Robbins throws in, looking for Adriana Ramirez and finds. Aubrey Robbins throw in, looking for Sylvie Willie. Willie does a little turnaround action, trying to make a defender miss, having to revert all the way back to Robbins in the first place. Robbins pass, looking for Adriana Ramirez, puts it through the legs of a defender, but Sylvie Willie is not able to keep this one in bounds. Lady Lion throw in coming. Throw in now coming, finds Adriana Ramirez driving up the right field side, passes up to Sylvie Willie in the box, has a defender to make miss. This ball will be deflected in the box and reverted back to Margarita Franco center field. Kelsey Henry sending this one up to Adriana Ramirez. Ramirez loses the ball trying to make a move, and it will be reverted all the way back to the defensive line where Aubrey Robbins is waiting. Alex White now sending back to Bailey Fink before reversing field altogether up the left field side where Kelsey Jenko is waiting. Tries to send this pass through two defenders, trying to find Kylie Gibson, but the Lady Lions will clear this one out the left field line. Throw-in coming for the Evangels, where number 2, Kelsey Jenko, will be doing. This will come on a line, looking for Sylvie Willie in the box. Willie has 2 defenders to make miss. We'll put a slight touch on it and we'll roll up towards the goalkeeper. And this one will be cleared by Taylor Jackson once again, just bouncing before the midfield mark. This will be reverted, and Bailey Fink now will take over, sending it up the left field side. Kelsey Jenko waiting. Sending it to Kylie Gibson, having a couple defenders to make a miss. We'll send it in to Alex White. Kelsey Henry now driving up the right field side, sending it over to Aubrey Robbins driving. Robbins sending it up to Sylvie Willie, has a defender to make miss, sends it around her. Adriana Ramirez cutting the pass into Sylvie Willie driving. Sends it up to Alex White in the box. White's pass offline, looking for Adriana Ramirez. Didn't look like Ramirez thought the pass was coming her way. Margarita Franco bullies the ball out of the defense there, and it takes over for the Evangels. Kelsey Jenko has a defender to make miss, sends it up to Kylie Gibson, who will go back to Jenko, tries to split 2 defenders, but the pass will be intercepted. Lady Lions take over. The Lions looking for an opening. Kylie Gibson shadowing the ball, trying to see if she can make a play to give the Evangels back the connection. Lady Lions now reversing field away from Kylie Gibson. They clear this one, trying to get over the heads. Brooklyn Fink will be there to clear it out the line. Throw-in now coming for the Lady Lions. We're just about at 11 minutes left here in the first half of action as the Evangels lead the Lady Lions 2-0. Scoring for the Evangels in this half, we've had Kylie Gibson scoring the second goal, and the first goal coming off the head of Kelsey Henry. Henry now with the ball, sending it up to Adriana Ramirez, who sends the pass up to Sylvie Willie driving. Willie will have one defender to make miss, puts it around her, can't get to the ball though, and this one will be taken over by the Lady Lions. And the Lions will just send this one out of bounds now, throw-in coming for the Evangels. Taking the throw-in is Aubrey Robbins, who will send it up to Ariana Ramirez. Kelsey Henry sends this one up and reverses field to Kylie Gibson. Gibson will find Kelsey Janko driving up the left field side, has a defender to make miss, gets to the ball, will send this one up and over, looking for Sylvie Willie, will be way high and will roll out the sideline. Throw-in coming for the Lady Lions. Throw-in will come into the box as they'll reverse back to the defensive line, just passing back and forth. Adriana Ramirez trying to put a little bit of contact there, but is whistled for the contact. Free kick now will come for the Lady Lions as goalkeeper Taylor Jackson comes up for. She is waved off here by one of her own, as number 8, Natalia Torres will take the free kick. She decides to go a quick one here to the defensive line. They reverse field altogether before having to reverse right back. They have one defender to make a miss, does so, sending it center. Brooklyn Fink tries to take over, but a nice touch pass by the Lady Lions driving up the right field side will send this one in, rolling up to goalkeeper Jennifer Starwalt. Reversing field now over to Kelsey Janko. The Evangels now reversing field, looking over, finding Kelsey Henry driving. Will send it up to Sylvie Willie, having a defender to make a miss. Puts it over to Adriana Ramirez on a touch pass. Will find Sylvie Willie driving towards the box, but this one will be deflected as well. It'll be hit out the sideline. Throw-in coming for the Evangels. The Evangels now going back to number 4, Brooklyn Fink, for the throw-in up at the sideline. Haven't used her in the last few on this side of the field. I expect for them to go box here. We're just about at 7.5 minutes left here in the first half as the Evangels lead the SAGU Lady Lions 2-0. Throw-in comes on a liner to Kelsey Henry, who will reverse it back to Brooklyn Fink. Fink now will put a touch pass up and over, looking for Kylie Gibson. Will find the head of Gibson, but send it right and high off the sideline. A great pass from Brooklyn Fink. Had it lined up perfectly. Gibson's just not able to put it in the back of the net. Free kick now coming for the Lady Lions. Lady Lions trying to send this midfield here, but Kelsey Janko swallows that up, and now the Evangels get going back on the attack. Alex White sends it over to Sylvie Willie, putting it over one defender, has a defender to make miss through her legs. It looked like Willie was expecting Adriana Ramirez to crash on the ball. She did not. Reverted back to the defensive line, where Aubrey Robbins tries to reverse field here, and Kelsey Henry will get possession after the deflection. Sent up and over, looking for Adriana Ramirez once again. Did not able to connect as she's not where the ball was. Goal kick now coming. They're going to go quick and roll this one as Adriana Ramirez is going to try to collapse. Kelsey Henry now trying to make a play on the ball. Sending it over to Margot Franco. Reverses field where Kelsey Jenko is running this one. Tries to split the defenders once again, but this one will be swallowed up. Just under 6 minutes left in the first half. The Lady Lions driving up the right field side. Tries to send this one out. A pass will deflect off of Kelsey Henry and will go out of bounds. Throw in now coming for the Lady Lions. Adriana Ramirez off the pass, looking for Kelsey Henry, will find. Henry fakes back, goes forward, looking for Ramirez. Looks like the Evangels are going to reverse field here, sending it over to Kelsey Jenko. Jenko drives up, sending it up to Kylie Gibson. This pass has a little bit too much on it, and the pass from Gibson will force it off the Lady Lions. A throw-in now coming for the Evangels. Number 2, Kelsey Jenko to take. Substitution here for the Evangels as Kylie Gibson will be checking out of the first half and now will be replaced by Amy Bland. Throw in now comes looking for Alex White as this pass will come up looking for Sylvie Willie. Doesn't get over the defender though, and this will be sent out the line. Throw in now coming for the Evangels. Number 3, Aubrey Robbins to throw. Throw in looking for Adriana Ramirez. Isn't able to maintain possession as the Lady Lions take over. Looking to reverse field before reversing all the way back. The Lady Lions looking for an opening that they've not found in this defense as of late. Having just one shot on the day. Sends this one up and over. We'll find the head of Brooklyn Fink. Margarita Franco off the header of Fink, sending it up to Sylvie Willie, driving up the right field side. Willie seeing way too many purple jerseys, having to collapse it back. The entire defense here of the Lady Lions is reverted on this side. Don't be surprised if the Evangels reverse field just as they are right now. Finding an opening is Amy Bland, driving center. Tries to pass this one into Sylvie Willie. Willie doesn't make a reaction there until the ball is deflected. No go there on the pass as the Lady Lions try to take back over as Aubrey Robbins gets the deflection. Sends this one up to Sylvie Willie through a hole. Has 2 defenders to make miss. Tries to send that one into Adriana Ramirez. Pass is not on line. The Lady Lions now trying to reverse back to their defensive line. Aren't able to do so as the Evangels collapse. This pass is going to roll, just staying in bounds as the Lady Lions keep it. Margot Franco off the deflection, maintains possession for the Evangels. Sending it back to Aubrey Robbins. Robbins looking for Sylvie Willie once again, having a defender to make miss. Doesn't do so as it's deflected by the Lady Lions. Throw-in coming for the Evangels. Number 3, Aubrey Robbins to take with just about 2.5 minutes left here in the first half. They reverse back to the defensive line. They're going to reverse field looking for Jenko. Jenko drives forward. He's going to look for Bland. Slide tackle by the Lady Lions. Sends it out of bounds. Throw-in coming for the Evangels. Throw-in comes. Amy Bland waiting. Bland puts a little touch pass on it looking for Adriana Ramirez. Bailey Fink taking that one into her own hands, sending it up where Margot Franco's waiting center field. Pass is sent out where Sylvie Willie will be ruled offsides. Free kick coming. That'll be taken by goalkeeper Taylor Jackson. They go quick with their free kick once again as they have the last 2. Seeing if they can get something going on their own. Sends this one up midfield. Will be right to Kelsey Henry. Amy Bland now driving. Has 1 defender to make miss. Her pass is just too deep as the Lady Lions will clear this one. Throw-in coming for the Evangels. Number 2, Kelsey Jenko to take. Sends midfield where Margot Franco is waiting. Sends a pass in looking for Adriana who sends another pass looking for Sylvie Willie. Off the deflection, will get a touch on it, but this one will dribble into the goalkeep. We are officially in the last minute of action here of the first half as your Evangels lead 2-0. Sylvie Willie kind of gets pancaked by two Lady Lion defenders, is on the ground. The pass will be intercepted there by the Evangels. Willie is back up and walking. Sending this on the pass as Kelsey Henry will be straight to the Lady Lion defense. In the last 30 seconds of action, the Lady Lions will reverse this back to the defensive line and play keep away. Margot Franco gets the deflection. Adriana Ramirez now driving. Margot Franco trying to put a touch on this one, will be deflected and intercepted. Off the head of Franco, will be just out of the box, will be cleared out the sideline. Final 10 seconds here. That'll be 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. The whistle ending the first half. The Evangels go into half, leading 2-0 over the visiting SAGU Lady Lions. We will join you back in this broadcast for the second half of action. Welcome back, soccer fans, to the second half of action here in this interconference matchup between the SAGU Lady Lions and your Mid-America Christian University Evangels. Brooklyn Fink trying to get this started for the Evangels, sending it on a pass, finding the deflection of the Lady Lions early on.
Eight.
The Evangels driving up the left field side. Paola's deflected pass will roll into the goalkeeper. This ball comes up, and Brooklyn Fink will try to get into a kickoff with the Lady Lions. Wins it. They'll send a pass up, looking for Liz Lozano. Fits a very small hole, sending a pass up to Paola, driving up the left field side, having one person to miss. Fakes it in, tries to get it inside. Will send a pass over to Brooklyn Fink just outside of the box, who's going to send a little shot up way off to the right as the goalkeeper will maintain this one. Paola just wasn't able to make the defender miss, and it kind of collapsed the entire attack for the Evangels, forcing Bailey Fink to attempt at a shot that probably didn't have a high percentage of making. So the Lady Lions will take over now, driving up the left field side. Pass is off the line, finds Kelsey Henry open in the midfield, tries to send a pass into Liz Lozano. Henry puts a little bit too much on that one, and that's just going to keep on rolling towards the goalkeeper. And another one will come up for the Lady Lions. This one will be deflected altogether, and Liz Lozano will put a foot on it, trying to get it up to Kylie Gibson. Off the deflections, Gibson will maintain possession now, sending a little pass up, looking for Liz Lozano. Doesn't put it out enough, and it'll just go right into the goalkeeper's hands. Having one person to make miss, Paola is that person. She does make her miss, comes down the left field line. This one will be cleared, staying inbounds off the foot of Brooklyn Fink. This one is put out of bounds now by the SAGU Lady Lions. Throw-in now will be Brooklyn Fink going out towards the box where Liz Lozano is waiting on the other side of the defense. A lot of shoving there by the Lady Lions. No whistle coming in. Lozano tries to make the defender miss. Isn't able to put it in. Instead, cuts her off, fakes it inside, dribbles outside of her towards the box, putting it out. Three defenders there will be deflected out of bounds. A corner kick now coming for the Evangels. Currently appears that number 11, Paola, will be taking the corner. Liz Lozano sends a little tap pass over to Paola. Liz Lozano trying to put a shot in there between three SAGU Lady Lion defenders. An A for effort there, but that is not going to lead to a goal here as the Lady Lions take over. This one will be whistled here as the Lady Lions got going before the referee's whistle went off, so they have to revert that back to the goalkeeper, sending it out this time. Down 2-0 here, just under 41 minutes left in the second half of action. Paola kind of tries to bully that ball out, is not able to get it. A lot of contact on the play of number 19, whose arm kind of finds the face of number 10, Margot Franco. That's just an unfortunate turn of events as Franco takes a shoulder to the face on that one. Nothing looked intentional from the booth, though. It looked like number 19 was trying to run away, trying to make a play on the ball there, and her arm just kind of flies backwards and finds the face of Franco. The bad part for Franco now is that might be the third arm to the face she's taken this season, not being lucky on those exchanges so far this year. One of those exchanges coming against USAO, leading to a red card against a woman. Aubrey Robbins now trying to make a defender miss, can't do so as the ball is swallowed up by two Lady Lion defenders. This will be sent out towards midfield where the Lady Lions are able to maintain possession before Margot Franco punches that one out for the Evangels. This one will be put up where Kelsey Janko is waiting. The pass will come up off the thigh of Brooklyn Fink, sending it out towards midfield. This will be cleared now by J.C. Fallon. This being kind of a windy and chilly day for soccer, I can't imagine being out there running around in the shorts like they're having to do today. Throw in now coming for the Lady Lions. This will be deflected immediately and will be ruled Evangel ball. Throw in now coming for the Evangels. Taking the throw in is number 20, J.C. Fallon, going over to Margot Franco, who will be immediately deflected. It appeared if she could have turned the corner there, the Lions would have had a very good opening driving, but instead the pass will go straight to Kelsey Henry, who's uncovered. Finding even more uncovered, Paola, who makes a bad attempt on the ball. The whistle will come in as Paola makes a jump over the defender and completely collapses on her. This one will be coming in, a clear out towards the goalkeeper, Jennifer Starwell. The ball is lost, and a whistle will come in on USAO. USAO had a very good opening there. Oh, I apologize, SAGU. The Evangels kind of getting out of a bind there, where goalkeeper Jennifer Starwalt comes out of the goal to try to collapse on the ball, and so many jerseys surrounding her collapsing on the ball. But a whistle came in as SAGU was a little bit too handsy trying to get possession of the ball to try to put it in the back of the net. Gives the Evangels a way out of that one. This one's cleared over where Liz Lozano tries to make a defender miss. Instead, finds the knee of the Lady Lions that sends it over to the Lady Lions immediately off a beautiful pass that was not intentional. A pass from Aubrey Robbins, sending it out to Paola, is going to roll out of bounds off the left field line. Throw in now coming for the Lady Lions. Aubrey now sending it over to Paola, trying to find the opening, but intercepted by the Lady Lions. Sending it up midfield off the deflection. Aubrey Robbins sends it up to Margot Franco. Franco keeping it on her ankle and doing a little twirl around two defenders, making a miss. Beautiful pass up to Kylie Gibson, having one defender to make a miss now. Gibson outruns one. The whistle will come in, and this will be on Gibson, who runs into the back leg of the Lady Lions. Is not a fortunate call for the Evangel fans down there, but I think it is the right call as Kylie Gibson runs right into the defender after she realizes her pass to herself was a little too inside and was going to get cut off. Free kick now coming for the Lady Lions. Just under 36 minutes left here in the second half of action as the Evangels lead 2-0. The Lady Lions have been way more on the offensive end here in the second half than they were in the first, trying to get as many attacks going, even having a big scare for the Evangels earlier. The Lady Lions reversing back to the defensive line where the Evangels are trying to collapse on the ball. The Lady Lions are not in a situation where they can play keep away as they're down 2 here. This pass will be gone up and have to be reverted right back as the Evangel defense collapses. The Lady Lions just staring downfield, trying to find the opening. Nothing is surfacing as of now, though. They find an opening driving up the right field side. Making one member miss is Kylie Gibson. Off the deflection, they regain possession, and Bailey Fink this time puts a deflection on the ball, forcing them to revert back to the line. The Lady Lions now driving up the right field side. They've not had much success driving up this side as Paola puts this one out of bounds now. Throw in now coming for the Lady Lions. Throw in comes, finding the off into the Lady Lions. Will be deflected once again by Paola. Another throw in now coming for the Lady Lions. If I were the Lady Lions, I may be reversing back to that right field side. They've had way more success there today, and I just don't know if this is the route to go. This pass will be over the defender, Aubrey Robbins, as the Lady Lions get the deflection they need, as the Evangels will put this out by the sideline, but the Lady Lions hold possession. This one will be put out of the sideline. Throw in coming for the Evangels, Brooklyn Fink to throw. The Evangels might want to just get this one thrown deep, which is what Fink does, attempting to get this farther down the field away from the Lady Lions. It'll go off the head of Paola, not much farther down the line for the throw in now for the Lady Lions. They try to throw it immediately back to where Fink just threw it from. Now hit out of bounds by the Evangels. Throw in now coming for the Lady Lions. This one goes over Paola. Fink is put on the ground off a lot of contact here. It appeared that Fink's legs were just kind of taken from out from under her. Throw in still coming for the Lady Lions. This one goes up in the air, trying to find the opening. Bailey Fink puts a touch on it far enough to clear it out of the scare. And this one will be put down the field. Ruled throw in for the Lady Lions once again. Throw in comes and the whistle will be called on the Lady Lions. Free kick now be given to the Evangels that appears number 4, Brooklyn Fink will take. Fink sends this one deep, looking for Liz Lozano, can't clear the defender. Bailey Fink now putting a nice touch on the ball, trying to get that one out. This will be a SAGU throw-in once again. Paola sends this one directly out of bounds. Paola's had a bunch of denials there on throw-ins with her head today, going right at her once again. Paola takes over. This one will be deflected, staying in bounds, having one defender to make miss, passing up to Liz Lozano. A 2-on-2 situation here as Lozano goes back to Paola just outside the box. Paola will have a second of an opening to send a pass in, looking for Liz Lozano. Too much on this one. Kylie Gibson comes up, but the goalkeeper makes a collapse on the ball. Will send us out the sideline. Throw-in coming for the Evangels. A great save there by Taylor Jackson. Substitution here for the Evangels, as number 4, Brooklyn Fink, will check out, and replacing her will be number 12, Alex White. Throw in for the Evangels. Throws in, goes straight to Kylie Gibson, barely able to keep it in bounds. JC Fallon's pass will go out of bounds this time as Gibson is not able to do the same. Throw in coming for the Lady Lions. The throw-in is unsuccessful, finding the foot of JC Fallon immediately. Margot Franco makes one defender miss before sending it out to Kylie Gibson. Gibson's going to have a tough order there, trying to move it inside, but it reverses back to the defensive line. The Evangels now reverse sides here, looking for Aubrey Robbins. Kylie Gibson now driving up the right field side. Has one defender to make miss. Does so, sending it out to Margot Franco. Franco is going to send this one. It appeared that she was going to go back to Kylie Gibson. Gets into a little tussle off there with the ball with the SAGU Lady Lions, and they put that one over the fence. A throw-in coming for the Evangels. Waiting for a ball at first. Throw-in now coming from J.C. Fallon. Finds the head of Margot Franco, but the Lady Lions put this one out of bounds. Throw-in now coming again for the Evangels. Substitution here for the Evangels is number 3, Aubrey Robbins will now check out, and number 4, Brooklyn Fink will check back in. A short rest, but a rest indeed there for Brooklyn Fink. Throw-in from Kelsey Janko, throws it in, looking for Kylie Gibson, but ruled off sides. Throw-in now coming from the Lady Lions. Off the deflection, Liz Lozano will drive box. Has 3 defenders to make miss. Instead of reversing back, attempts to fake backwards and dribble through the 3. Almost does so, but this will be sent out the line. Throw-in now coming for the Evangels. Goes straight to Liz Lozano. Off the throw-in is Kelsey Janko. This will be ruled Evangel ball. Once again, another throw-in now coming. Throw-in now comes back to Liz Lozano, this time reversing back to Kylie Gibson. Gibson reverses it back to Margot Franco, who puts a ball up looking for Paola. Paola sends it past the goalkeeper, who comes way out of the box. 3rd goal here for the Evangels, and Paola's first. The assist there will be given to number 10, Margot Franco, off a beautiful pass in the box. A one bouncer that goalkeeper Taylor Jackson just got lost on, coming way out of the box and giving Paola a beautiful side shot. The Evangels' 3rd goal of the day and the first of the second half. Now down 3-0. The SAGU Lady Lions might have to start getting a little aggressive here on the offensive end. Alex White shadowing the ball here. The Lady Lions send this one out of bounds here as they put a little bit too much on this one. Another throw-in now coming for the Evangels. Throw-in for J.C. Fallon, reverses back to Brooklyn Fink. Fink now looks for Bailey Fink and does. Kelsey Janko now driving up the right field side, reversing back to Margot Franco. Kelsey Henry goes back to Janko. Bailey Fink sends it over to her sister, Brooklyn Fink, who sends it back up to J.C. Fallon, now driving up the left field side as the Evangels start their attack. Margot Franco has one defender to make miss, reverses back to the defensive line instead. Bailey Fink puts a pretty pass out past the defense of the Lions. Now driving is Kylie Gibson in the box, who will put a pass up, this time to Liz Lozano, after Taylor Jackson is taken all the way to the sideline to be able to guard Kylie Gibson. Puts a beautiful pass into the box where Liz Lozano is waiting to put that in the back of the net for her first goal of the day, giving the Evangels a 4-0 lead. The problem here for the Lions is now they have to be aggressive on offense, forcing them to bring a few off that back defensive line, giving the Evangels even more holes to get through if the Lions' attack is unsuccessful. It'll be interesting to see if they continue to be aggressive here, because being down 4-0 here, it'll be a hard steep to come back from, but you also don't want to give up and just lose 4-0. Kylie Gibson now throwing it over to Kelsey Henry. Margot Franco with a nice touch pass looking for Kelsey Janko and finds Liz Lozano fresh off her goal, putting a touch pass up to Kylie Gibson, not able to dribble that up inside the box. This will fall out of bounds off the right field line. Throw-in coming for the Lady Lions. I apologize. This is ruled Evangel ball. Throw-in comes, looking for Kylie Gibson. Will be touched back out the back line as Gibson's not able to maintain possession. A goal kick now coming for the Lady Lions. They're going to go quick here, trying to see if they can get something going up the right field side. Dribbling center, reversing this out towards the right field line. Gibson puts a touch on that ball, forcing the Lady Lions to reverse back to goalkeeper Taylor Jackson. Lady Lions try to keep that one inbounds, but off the head it will go out. Throw in now going to Kylie. The Lady Lions put a head on that one, sending it deep off the right field line. Another throw in now coming for the Evangels. Number 2, Kelsey Jenkos to take. This time going Kelsey Henry off the bounce. Margot Franco will put the pass straight back to Henry, who's not able to stretch for that one. Throw-in now comes. Lady Lions put that one out of bounds. Evangels now taking over again on a throw-in. Looking for Margot Franco, uncovered in the center. Off the deflection, the Lady Lions attack. Bailey Fink tries to clear that one, not able to do so. The Lady Lions had an opening, but were not able to beat Bailey. Kelsey Jenko sending the pass over to Kelsey Henry. Henry reversing all the way back to Franco, who misses the ball altogether, looking for Alex White. Franco bodies the ball out of there. Liz Lozano would be ruled offsides. Free kick now coming for the Lady Lions. They clear this one way down, and Bailey Fink puts a head on that one, not making it go very far. Whistle will come in after 2 hands are put on the back of Margot Franco. Can't do that. Whistle will come in, and then a free kick will be given to the Evangels. Taking the free kick appears to be goalkeeper Jennifer Starwalt. Saying
4 minutes left.
free kick now for the Lady Lions. They're at a point in this game where they have to be aggressive on this. If you can send it towards the goal, you might have to. The Lady Lions preparing the free kick. Sending this one on a line, looking for the head of a Lady Lions offensive player, but this one will bounce into Jennifer Starwalt's gloves. A nice touch there by number 8, just not able to find anyone waiting for him. Off the deflection, the Lady Lions take over on the back line. Margot Franco now sending it up to Liz Lozano off a pretty touch. Finds Kylie Gibson, having one defender to make miss. Reverse it back over to Alex White. White not able to stretch. Off the deflection, though, Paola will have a look, and this will be put in the back of the net. Will be ruled. No goal here, as it will be ruled offsides. The score will remain at 4-0. The pass out to Paola just outside the box, has a defender to make miss, has to revert. J.C. Fallon sends it over to the opposite side. Kelsey Henry gets a little bit of a weird touch on that one, sending it up and behind her. Not what I think she was going for. No Evangel dribble goes towards that ball as the Lions collapse. Margot Franco is going to send that one out of bounds. Throw-in appearing. They will call it off the Lady Lions. Do not know if I agree with that call. Substitution here for the Evangels as Adriana Ramirez will check in and Paola, number 11, will be checking out. The Lady Lions dribbling center, but the Evangels swallow up that one, putting a touch pass up to Liz Lozano. Lozano's going to have two defenders to make miss, so she reverts back to Margot Franco in the center. Franco puts a pass up to Adriana Ramirez, putting a pass up to Liz Lozano. No whistle, dribbling towards the box, is going to have a one-on-one situation, and Taylor Jackson just gets a hand on it, save for her, dribbling off the back line. Corner kick coming for the Evangels. Goalkeeper Taylor Jackson down on the play. She did come down a little bit hard. I wouldn't be surprised if she got the wind knocked out of her there for a second. The corner pick being taken by the Evangels will be number 9, Liz Lozano. She goes up and over looking for the box. Off the deflection, the Lady Lions will send this one up and out. Bailey Fink gains possession, but not before the Lady Lions can make a play on the ball. But now Bailey Fink takes the deflection for herself this time. Bailey will send this one off the deflected Lady Lions out of bounds. Throw-in coming for the Evangels. Number 2, Kelsey Jenko was coming up, but it appears number 6, Bailey Fink, will take the throw-in. Fink preparing her throw-in. Goes middle of the box just like her sister would, but instead it will go out the back line. Goal kick now coming for the Lady Lions. Just about 18 minutes left here in the second half of action. Up 4-0 is your Evangels. This one will be sent up the center. A few Evangels there that could have made a play, not able to do so. Lady Lions reverting back to the right side where they've had success on attacks early. Sending this out the line, the Evangels will take over on a throw-in. Number 2, Kelsey Jenko to take. Throw-in going to Kelsey Henry. Throw-in not really on line as Henry's not able to make a play on the ball. The Lions take over, having to drive. Margot Franco puts a stop on the ball and putting an offensive player on her back as the Evangels take over. Kylie Gibson, having one defender to make a miss, does so. Dribbles midfield, having a few to make a miss. Sending a touch pass up to Margot Franco, completely uncovered. Sending a shot pass up, looking for the head of Liz Lozano. Will keep it inbounds as Alex White dribbles out. White maintains possession here for the Evangels, dribbles around 2 defenders into the box. White puts a touch of her own, now up and over the goal. Goal kick now coming for the Lions. Taylor Jackson preparing the goal kick. Goes to clear this one. We'll find the head of Kylie Gibson straight over to Margot Franco. Kelsey Henry now driving center before finding Alex White. This ball being reverted back to the defensive line where Brooklyn Fink is waiting and sending it into goalkeeper Jennifer Starwalt. Starwalt trying to get this to Janko and does. Kylie Gibson now with the ball, having to make a defender miss, reverse back to the defensive line. Franco sends this one up and over, looking for the head of Kelsey Henry. Adriana Ramirez sends a pass up, looking for Kylie Gibson. Gibson makes one defender miss in the box, having to do so again. Adriana Ramirez at the top of the box now. Sending a pass up to Alex White, dead center, puts a shot up and over, hitting the crossbar. Liz Lozano comes up, putting another shot up. Well, this one will be out behind the goal. Hey. Goal kick now coming after another missed opportunity here by the Evangels. Alex White's first shot, looking like it could have been on line there, but hits the crossbar. And Liz Lozano getting a second shot at it, but doesn't even get close on the attempt. Whistle comes in here as the Lady Lions get going before the whistle, having to reverse back to the goalkeeper. Trying to clear it here as the goalkeeper sending it up and over. Finds the head of a Lady Lion, but will be put straight into the lap of Kelsey Jenko. Kylie Gibson has a player to make a miss, can't do so, but Jenko sends it back to the defensive line. The Evangels now reversing field. Through the legs of Brooklyn Feek, J.C. Fallon able to maintain. Alex White battling for possession against two Lady Lions, does win. Adriana Ramirez looking for an opening, sends it off. Not on line as it's deflected by two defenders here. The pass is up. Adriana Ramirez trying to make a play on this one, but goalkeeper will put this out the sideline. Throw in coming Evangels. Just under 14 minutes left here in the second half of action as the Evangels lead 4-0. J.C. Fallon's throw-in finds Adriana Ramirez. It'll be deflected off the Lady Lions, out of bounds immediately. Throw-in coming Lady Lions after rolling Lady Lion ball. I don't know if I agree with that one. Ball coming off the Lady Lions, who try to clear it, trying to find midfield, makes two defenders miss on the fake, sending a pass up, but Brooklyn Fink is there. Fink now looking for Liz Lozano, who rolls the ball to herself up past one defender. Is going to have two defenders to make miss, though. Puts it into the box, one-on-one with the goalkeeper here, sending another pass over to Adriana Ramirez. A good save there by Taylor Jackson. Two players down on the play as Liz Lozano on the pass was collapsed on by a Lady Lion defender. Both Lozano and the Lady Lion defender now on the ground, trying to find the number for the Lady Lions. Lozano is up, holding her back a little bit. And it looks like 16 for the Lady Lions is down on the ground, that being number 16, Cove Williams. Both players now standing and appears to be fine staying in the game, just getting some stretches out. The free kick will be given to the Evangels coming up. The free kick now being taken by Alex White, just sending it into the goalkeeper after the injuries. Lady Lions take over down 4-0. for the Evangels as J.C. Fallon reverts back to the defensive line. Brooklyn Fink waiting. Fink's pass offline, but Bailey Fink is just able to save that one. Franco looking for Ramirez, sending a pass over where Sylvie Willie is waiting. Will have a defender to make miss, sending a touch pass up to Alex White. White is going to beat the defender, but just barely keeping that one in bounds. White battling with the one defender here, trying to find a hole. White reverses this in, looking for the box. Sylvie Willie is going to put this one out the sideline. Throw in coming Evangels, J.C. Fallon to take. Just under 10.5 minutes left here in the second half as the Evangels lead 4-0. Throw in finds Sylvie Willie. Not able to maintain possession as the Lady Lions attempt to get something going here. Franco sends this off the Lady Lions. Free kick coming for the Evangels after the whistle comes in. Not really sure what the whistle is on as of now. Number 4, Brooklyn Fink to take the... Knowing Brooklyn Fink, I would not be shocked if she tries to reverse the goal here. Both Bailey and Brooklyn Fink prepping for the kick. Brooklyn sends this one up towards the goal, just too high. On line of the center of the goal, but not able. Substitution now for the Evangels as number 13, Ana Luisa, will be checking in. Checking out will be number 15, Adriana Ramirez. Ana Luisa coming off her first goal as an Evangel in her 3-year stint with the Evangels. A really great moment for her coming back into this game to see if she can get a second. Kylie Gibson now driving up the right field side. Has a defender to make miss, reverses. Kylie looking for an opening, finds Margot Franco in the center, but passes offline, not able to get. This pass will be deflected by 2 Evangels here as Franco and Gibson deflect. Sent back to the defensive line. Bailey Fink waiting to reverse field. J.C. Fallon wide open on the left field side. Putting a touch pass up and over the Lady Lions using their head. Sylvie Willie now just outside the box. Alex White was spin move to move one, sending a pass in, looking for Ana Luisa. Luisa did not look like she knew the ball was coming. The Lady Lions keep this in bounds just barely. A touch pass there. Margot Franco tries to send that one in. Ana Luisa collapsing on the ball. Looks like the goalkeeper will be there. Sylvie Willie just puts a touch on it, but Taylor Jackson reacts accordingly. Sylvie Willie putting an attempt on the ball there. Shot was on goal, just not able to get past Taylor Jackson. Jackson allowed 4 goals here today, but has had a lot of pretty looking saves to keep this score from getting out of hand even more. Free kick now coming for the Evangels. Both Bailey and Brooklyn Fink setting up. Sending this one down the line near the midfield, looking for Ana Luisa. A lot of deflections. The Lady Lions taking over possession, driving center. Sending up and over the head of not only the Lady Lions, but over the Evangels. Kelsey Jenko trying to make an attempt on the ball there. Just sends it into Kelsey Jenko, who reverses field now where Jace Fallon is waiting. Fallon sends a little pass into Alex White center, reversing back up the right field side, but the Lady Lions reverse. Veronica Cordero trying to make a slide tackle there, just not able to gain possession for the Evangels. Lady Lions putting a shot up, and this will roll out the back line way far left. Goal kick now coming. Substitution here on the plays, as number 19 Amy Bland will check in and Kylie Gibson will check out. And Rachel Bond, number 16, will also check in for number 12 Alex White. Margot Franco sending a pass out, looking for Bland, who's going to be close to being offsides, makes the waiting a game for it. Has a defender to make miss, loses the ball while trying to do so. Sending a pass out to Veronica Cordero. Cordero's pass way offline, and Franco has to retreat for that one. Janko comes up for the Franco pass, sending a pass up to Bland, still having that same defender to make miss, and reverses this time. Franco sends a pass up into the box, looking for Rachel Bond, but can't get over the defender. Veronica Cordero with a nice touchback up to J.C. Fallon, keeping the Evangels with possession. Fallon now having to send a pass, reverting back to the defensive line. Fink to Fink pass here. Kelsey Jenko makes one defender miss before sending up to Margot Franco. Franco finds Ana Luisa. Cordero reverts back to Franco. Franco sends a touch pass out looking for Amy Bland. Going to be close here. Bland puts a little touch pass over looking for Sylvie Willie. Finds Rachel Bond, who puts a little touch pass into the goalie but is able to make the stop. J.C. Fallon sending that up and over where Sylvie Willie is waiting. Veronica Cordero having a defender to make miss. Sends a touch pass up to Willie. Willie will have a defender to make miss as well. Reversing back, J.C. Fallon collapsing towards the ball, but Veronica Cordero gets there first. Cordero sends a pass in looking for Ana Luisa, but the Lady Lions will send this out of bounds. Throw in coming for the Evangels. Substitution is Nadia Santillan will check into the ball game, and number 10 Margot Franco will check out. Throw in here will be a Jace Fallon. Throw in comes near the box where Nadia Santillan tries to get contact with the ball. Not able to do so as the Lady Lions now driving. The Evangels collapse on that attempt altogether. J.C. Fallon trying to get the deflection, sending it over towards the head of Brooklyn Fink. Whistle comes in there off Veronica Cordero, who kind of does a little push of the shoulder into the back of the Lady Lion. Free kick coming for the Lady Lions. This one will go out the back line. Goal kick coming for goalkeeper Jennifer Starwalt. Just over 2 minutes left here in the second half of action as the Evangels lead 4-0, scoring 2 in the first half, 2 in the second half. Jennifer Starwalt prepares to clear this one. Not much on this one, but Nadia Santillan able to maintain possession, sending up to Amy Bland. Bland looking for Ana Luisa, having a defender to beat here, not able to do so and not able to get to the ball. It's going to roll just out of bounds. The Lady Lions preparing the throw in. They're going to go deep on this one, looking. Kelsey Jenko able to get there, and this one will roll out of bounds off the Lady Lions. Evangel throw in coming. Rachel Bond receives the throw in, not able to maintain possession. Amy Bland off the deflection, sending a little drop shot, looking for Sylvia Willie to get there, but this one's going to roll into the goalkeep. Score will remain at 4-0. Now the clock ticking down to just about a minute left. The Lady Lions attempting to get a goal on the board here, driving center, having to reverse altogether though. Sending this one on a line, looking for an opening. A few Lady Lions there having to beat the Evangels. Brooklyn Fink will clear this one out the sideline. Score will remain 4-0. Under a minute left here as we'll tick under the 45-second mark. Jennifer Starwalt comes up, puts this in her hands, kind of closing the door on any goals there from the Lady Lions, waiting for the defense to get downfield. Just now under 30 seconds. Starwalt will clear this one down the midfield line. Ana Luisa collapsing on the ball after two defenders put a touch. Ana Luisa puts this one way up high in the air. 15 seconds now. Rolling out of bounds here, throw in coming for the Evangels. Ana Luisa taking the throw in after 8 seconds, 7 seconds, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bland puts that one out of bounds, way out of bounds towards the parking lot as the clock hits 0. Your Lady Evangels take today's game against the interconference opponent, the SAGU Lady Lions, at a score of 4-0.